family's fast-ass property portfolio. You have no one, no net worth. But you have integrity. That's why I respect you.
Thank you for everything.
Hello, 快点, 快点.
Sorry, just one second. Nick, what are you doing here?
I'm flying back to New York with you.
Don't make this harder than it already is.
I always imagined what me proposing to you would be like. You know what? I had it all planned out.
Oh, yeah, right behind you. Don't mind me.
I'd bring you to my favorite spot on the island. There's a hidden trail that I used to go to as a child. Now, there's a cove there that opens up to this beautiful lake. Sorry, dude. Give me a second. When the sun hits the horizon, I get down on one knee. And the rest of the world would fall away. Because it would just be you. And because it's just you. Sorry, I can help you with that. That's right, stay there. Yay. You too. Touch your fingers. Lift it up. Okay. Oh, everybody okay?
Writing this film had a lot of great lines in the film at 01:44:43 where Eleanor says only a fool folds a winning hand. But Rachel's next line is there's no winning. You made sure of that. For me was the setup for the great lines, and that came after in the walking out of the Mahjong hall. Then the next scene with Astrid and Michael is the framing story. At 01:47:30 the two actors deliver great lines that show what happens when a person doesn't think they've earned their place among the rich. They become self-destructive. The writing at 01:50:26 when Nick tries to propose to Rachel, the writing was great. He is explaining how he would propose, but other passengers on the plane are getting in the way. Then when he opens the box with the ring and we see Eleanor's green ring, we learn that Eleanor approves of the marriage and Eleanor realizes life is better if Nick is happy. The writer could have created dialogue where Eleanor gives Nick the ring. I had a professor that explained to the class that it is better to show in a scene than to explain with dialogue, and that's what I felt was done here in A Great Reveal. 10. Ideology. The ideology of this film is social class inequality. How you must be a better person, because you were born to money or born in a certain part of the world. Eleanor's impression of how Americans are free to do whatever they want without thinking about family. While Eleanor sacrificed so much, her career and her son, to Amma. But this film shows that whether you were born with money or without, or in this case born in China or America, when we have love we all sacrifice in our own way. 11. Critique. Here is my critique of this film. It's just as good as The Joy Luck Club, which is a film about relationships between mother and daughter, but for me touches on the subject of racism and sacrifice. Though I may not be Asian, I relate to this film. The battle between natives of any given country and Americans is as old as America. Add in rich people and money and you get classism and drama. How people who have money think they are better than others is puzzling to me. At 1:10:03 we learn that Eleanor sacrificed her career for her family. We also learn that Amma mistreats Eleanor at 01:11:24. Amma makes a comment on Eleanor's dumpling making, saying you lost your touch. Show that she was never good enough for Amma's family. 12. Synthesis at 01:02:25. Colin asks, you sure she's ready for that? In reference to Rachel and Nick's relationship being able to survive the ridicule it will get from Nick's family. We see Rachel hold back tears. But in this scene when the girls put a dead fish in Rachel's bed with the words catch this you gold-digging bitch. 01:05:42, written in big fat serial killer letters. At 1:02:39 Astrid offers to call security but Rachel says no. I'm not going to make a scene. Doing what a typical Asian woman would do. In fact at 0:02:48 Rachel and Astrid are burying the fish in the sand. I feel that this burying of the fish is a metaphor for Rachel burying and suppressing all the bad things that have happened since she got to Singapore. At 1:06:52 Rachel shows the burying fish scene as a metaphor for not dealing with her problems because she says but I buried it. For me, she was referring to her feelings, not the fish. At 01:44:20 when Rachel picks up the W tile, well, at least to a person who doesn't play mahjong, it appears to be a W. This tile means to me that Rachel is representing the West, in other words the countless Asian American who are never good enough for the Asians in the East, and the Americans in the West. In fact, they went a step further and placed Eleanor in the East direction, and Rachel in the West, indicating the parts of the world they are representing. Now one may argue that there is nothing in the film to indicate the time of day. But the director placed a high key light behind Rachel indicating the sun, so I feel she is in the west portion of the room. For me, I can understand that. As a Puerto Rican American, I had to be more American than Americans, and more Puerto Rican than Puerto Ricans. In fact, a few times in my 55 years of living, I was informed by a fellow Puerto Rican that because I was born in NYC and not Puerto Rico, I was not a true Puerto Rican. And this is why I did my synthesis on this film. We at thebullyexposed.com would like to congratulate Michelle Yeoh Chu Kang for being the first Asian to win an Oscar for Best Actress. Thanks for catching up with the rest of the World Academy. We don't know why we are having this talk, but it is our opinion that Bruce Lee has shown that Asian can make films, and we hope this opens the door for all. Now go out and be kind.
Come, take some, I'm number one. I rock the mic and I can't get enough, and I will snuff any bully in front of me. Yo, what's the other? It runs in the family, yeah. It runs in the family. My name is Rich and I know that you heard of me. Step to me, that'll make you an enemy. That's something that you really don't want to be, cause I don't care about nobody. I got more beats than the kick, got karate. I got more leads than you ever to see. And if you wanna end it, then you come with me, cause I just can't do too much more. Watch yourself, I go ahead and soar.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.